Loved it. All right. Well, prepare yourself, guys. Once again, we are back with another episode of We Got Your Mail. I was hoping I wouldn't hit the microphone when I did that. I'm trying to look cool here on the weekend. And I am joined here with the one, the only, the enigmatic, Amy Newman. What's up, Amy?
I feel like there's been a lot of pressure put on me. I don't know how to be more enigmatic, but I feel like I'm definitely not enigmatic enough right now.
It's a mystery.
That's me.
I like the way you do it. Just like, yep, that's what's happening.
What am I gonna do?
Well, guys, this is the show where we talk about your comments and questions, and we rectify them and reconcile them. What's the word I'm trying to do?
Publicly shame, I think.
Exactly. I think that's what we're doing here. We talk about it right here on the show. So, and we got a few of them up right now. I think some last minute stuff squeezed in as well. So, what's going on out there? What do the good people out there got to say today?
All right. Well, first of all, the Buck Rogers 22 wants to know, what do y'all think of Shameik Moore and Tyrese Gibson's appalling anti-Black Lives Matter tweets? Neither celeb has apologized, but instead doubled down on them, making them look worse. However, now those tweets are deleted. Oh, and Terry Crews.
I love the way. Oh, and Terry Crews.
I just like you typed it. You could have put it back in. It's fine.
That was the perfect way. I sense that's exactly how he wrote it when he was writing it out right before he was hovering over the send button. He's like, oh, and Terry Crews. Don't forget what he said. You know what, guys? You'll be surprised. I don't know what they said. I didn't even look it up. I see the thumbnails. I see that they're in the news.
Are you choosing not to?
I'm just choosing not to. Okay. It's not because I'm trying to protect them, because I'm a huge fan of Brooklyn Nine-Nine or anything like that. It's not why I'm doing it. No, I'm sure whatever they said was ridiculous, or maybe they feel like they had a point. But this reminds me of what's currently like going on with like Nick Cannon, for example. I listened to that. Now, he said what he said, and it was pretty stupid. And then, you know, that people always say you have the right to your opinion. You're a free country. You're in a free country. You can say what you want to say, but we also have the right to react the way we want to react. If we're sponsoring you, we're paying you money, and we don't want to be associated with this stuff, we're going to pull our funding. We're going to let you go, or whatever the backlash is going to be. I've had to disassociate myself from a person who used to work for my real estate firm, whose husband said something really racist on Facebook, and somebody tried to tag me on Facebook and was like, I can't believe you got this person working for. I'm like, whoa, no. That person hasn't worked for me in like 3 years. And they said, what? So I understand. But it's like the second they come out and they immediately apologize, it's always the same story. If they're worried about, you know, what they did or what they said, then within 24 hours, it's like, I'm ashamed of myself. I can't believe I said it and all this. It's always the same reaction. But it sounds like to me like these guys are like doubling down on it and like, fuck it, I'll just delete the tweet. That's good enough. And that's it. That seems to be the whole gist of it. I don't feel like I need to dive deep into what they probably did or what they said. Either they're going to double down on it and get canceled, or they're not. I'm pretty much, that's just how I see it. I feel like if it's big enough, it'll probably get back into my Twitter feed to the point where I was like, okay, let me see what the hell these guys said. But did you take a look at it? Did you find out what any of these guys said?
I did, yeah, I did. When I saw the question pop up, I did some Googling.
You did the research. I just called myself out. I'm lazy. Okay, I didn't want to read it. I'm sorry.
No, I think that's a fair, that is a fair reaction to it.
What was, because it's Tyrese Gibson. I mean, he's just like Kanye West. He says crazy stuff all the time. Like, what was Shameik Moore? Why is that? I'm not thinking about the right guy. That's not the guy from NCIS or anything. What's that? Is that the guy from The Young and the Restless? Is it Shamar Moore? Am I thinking about Shamar Moore? Or Who am I thinking about?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm not even thinking about the right guys. I know Tyrese Gibson. I know Terry Crews, but I don't know who Shameik Moore is. So what was so bad that they basically like said? I'm like what?
I mean, basically, it was a lot of. I'm kind of lumping them all together because I googled them all in like pretty quick succession.
Yeah.
I know Terry Crews his comment was really along the lines of like, I don't want Black Lives Matter to start feeling like Black Lives Better and create a racial divide in that direction.
Yeah.
I feel like it was a lot of the like. A lot of the issue was a lot of the like, well, what can we be doing to not like we speaking, these men speaking to the Black community saying like, what can we be doing to not be targeted by the cops? That kind of shit where it's sort of shifting that blame onto like that's a big summarization of sort of what they.
Then I think women have taught us these lessons long ago, like just recently within this decade, women were making good points about just because I'm dressed in this certain way, it's not an invitation, it's not a this and that and the other. So if that's the gist of what these guys have said, then they should have known better. It's like because we've gone through this before. It's like excuse me, Mr. Prejudiced person who was. Probably doesn't need much motivation to say these ugly, nasty things to me. What can I do to better not trigger your already deep-seated hatred or feelings about me based on the color of my no, there's that's not the situation. I'm like, I shouldn't have to go out of my way to make a person who already feels that way about me be comfortable around me. If that's their thing, that they need to. I don't need to change any of my. Are we not learning anything from these Karen videos? It's like these people are just living their lives and doing what everybody else is doing, and then they're getting treated differently for it. And so it's like no, that. See, I knew it. I knew it was going to be something like that. That I was like, okay, I'm glad I skipped it. So as if that was the gist of it. And I'm sure they probably thought that they were making a point and whatnot. So maybe I'm going to go back and probably read it and see what they said, because I don't know. I just feel like the second I saw Tyrese Gibson, I was like, I just exhaled and I was like, I'm done. I'm like, the guy just got slapped by The Rock a couple of years ago. He hasn't had enough. He wants more. God, you literally got slapped by The Rock, and it was caught on camera. You're not finished? But I mean, maybe he's not. Maybe he wants a little bit more. I don't know. Let us know what you guys think. I think we got another one from the Buck Rogers. What else?
Yeah, the Buck Rogers also talking about whether folks are for cancel culture. Whether folks are for cancel culture or not, a lot of people feel cancel culture is mainly for men and not women. Take Chrissy Teigen. She made tons of pedo-like jokes back in 2012. She deleted 60,000 old tweets recently and made her profile private. I read some of them. They are gross, like WTF. She even joked that Lady Gaga is a man. The only folks I see trying to cancel her are mainly folks from the far right and not everyone.
I mean, if it's true, it's I mean, there is a point there.
I couldn't find anything on that. I tried to do some research, and I'm not saying they don't exist. I'm like, please, Buck Rogers, if you I don't know how deep down this rabbit hole I have.
If Chrissy Teigen has already accepted you as a friend and you got the screenshots, please share. but let's go on the basis of if it's true. Now, what do you think about that?
The concept that
if she made these jokes and whatnot, and nothing's happening to her.
I mean, it's hard again because I saw there's been like a lot of, from what I can tell, pretty baseless claims trying to tie Chrissy Teigen in with some of the Epstein stuff. Mm-hmm. And from what I saw, that was why she deleted a lot of stuff. Again, it's hard to speak to jokes when I don't know what the jokes are, allegedly. I don't think women I don't know if I'd agree that women don't face cancel culture. I think certain figures, there's like definitely a belovedness factor that can protect you, where people are a little more like, well, maybe we just turn a blind eye to that because it was just a joke and I like her and she's funny and we all kind of love Chrissy Teigen or whatever. Also, it does become this weird, like, well, like the James Gunn stuff. I know a lot of that was like a similar, like, right wing trying to tear him down and digging up these jokes and going, well, why aren't you mad about it? So it becomes a whole weird political thing. It becomes a whole like, well, we like this person, we like their work, and we don't want to cancel them. But again, I think we've talked before too. I think a lot of stuff when it is just jokes, I do have a real like. I think if it's words, maybe an apology is sufficient. But again, if I'm not in the community that's being offended, I don't feel like it's my place to call, oh, that's okay, now we can forgive them. So I don't know. It's definitely an interesting question to bring up.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. What's fair is fair. I see like it's one of two things that's happening. Either A, unlike Hartley from the Flash TV show series, Chrissy Teigen was able to read the tea leaves and see where the things were going and hurry up and got ahead of it as she realized her and not just her husband's fame was going in a certain direction, and she was getting a lot more attention and either got ahead of it and deleted 60,000 old tweets. Come on, that's a lot of tweets, and setting it to private, or maybe like you said, you researched it and you couldn't really see it. You saw attempts to tie her, but then you were also seeing the people that were trying to tie her to something that could quote unquote cancel her. So it could just be people just trying to cancel her because of where she stands on things. And then the third possibility is that maybe we're picking and choosing. Maybe because she is so loved on a whatever you wanted to call it, a liberal sense. And if cancel culture is more liberal than it is anything else, maybe they're like ignoring it a little, giving her some more slack than they would normally give anybody else. For example, like Alyssa Milano. When the whole thing about blackface was coming out there, old video that she did, a picture that she did came up. Like, isn't this blackface? You're supposed to be like the queen of the liberals. What's up with this? How come you're not getting canceled? And she was like, I think she addressed it once. She was like, I wasn't doing blackface. I was making fun of one of those Jersey Shore girls. That was a tan, not blackface. Mm-hmm. But I mean, so some it could be blackface, or some it's not. So, and it doesn't seem like much is going to happen to Alyssa Milano. So, is cancel culture? If cancel culture is a person, is he or she picking and choosing? Maybe. Or
I will say,
go ahead.
Sorry. I was just going to say, I will say this on the gender divide, because I was trying to think, like, do men get it harder on that front? And I will say...
Megyn Kelly got fired twice.
But when it's issues of, like, consent or something of a sexual nature, I do think there is a tendency, like, there's that unfortunate, like... There are instances where I feel like things have come out about women that would shut down a man's career. Right. And I think we do have a little bit more of like but it's a girl, which is obviously ridiculous and like should not slide.
Oh, you're right. Like
a bit of the like men can't, be assaulted in this way sort of mindset, which is really stupid and wrong. But I would say for some of that, I could see the argument being made that like there have been like female comedians and female figures where if these things come out about them, we're quicker to kind of just sweep it under the rug and go.
You're right. I wanted to share it, and I decided not to at the last minute. I forgot the singer's name. I think he's a Texas country singer. He was on a gig. I forgot his name, but he was on stage. And while he was singing, some woman just jumped on stage with him and started harassing him. And like she wanted to touch on him and stuff. I guess she admired him. And he had to stop playing his guitar. And he was like, ma'am, I'm like, could you stop? Could you please like stand like 7 feet away from me? Because this was like a couple of days ago. He's trying to social distance. And he said the only reason why he had to go out and try to do a little concert because he needed, he needs to do some gigs and pay some bills. And then this woman was just all in his personal bubble and just like, and
there's the health issue right now, but also, if that happened to, to a female country artist, if a man jumped on stage and started doing that.
Like 10 guys would have swarmed the stage to pull him off of her.
Yeah.
And it was like, and it was like, is it because it's a guy? Maybe all the other guys were like, you got it. You can handle it. Don't be. But then when he made a statement about it later, and I'm sorry, I don't remember the name, but I'll look it up later. But he made such a good point. And he was like, all I was trying to do was get up on stage and work so I can pay my bills and take care of my family. Now I got to wonder about this crazy person who I asked very nicely multiple times to keep their distance away from me. And she purposely got in my face, coughed on me on purpose. And then and when you watch the video, she was all like, when he told her firmly, get away from me, I'm not playing. Yeah. She was like, are you serious? And he's like, yes. Like, and he was talking to somebody behind the camera. Could somebody get her away from me, please? Like, it got to a point where then the audience started booing her, and then she was like, fine. Like I was like, are you drunk? Are you day drinking or something? But after that, he was like, now I got to sit here and worry that I'm going to get sick now, and I have a newborn baby in the house and all this stuff. So it was like, dude, if this was a lady, how fast would that guy have been dragged off that stage? Yeah. And I talked about that a lot when it came to the attention about the teachers, I guess, and their students when they were having that whole thing where it was laughed at for years happening, and to this day it still happens way more.
Still see the lucky kids, where it's like, no, this is
exactly. And how many times was it when it was a male teacher that you couldn't get thrown under the jail fast enough? And then people even had the argument, well, because the act of sex is more where the male is technically more in a controlling kind of a situation. That's why a woman, how can a woman do this to a guy? And like it's about the power dynamic. It's about the fact that she's an adult. It's about the fact that it's a minor. It's like, dude, like take your whole physical aspect out of it for a second and think about it the way the way it should be thought about, and then ask yourself how would you have reacted, or how should you have reacted. But I don't know. That's like maybe we're going nicer on Teigen. Or maybe not. I don't know. I didn't see them. I don't know what she said. But like I said, if you have screenshots of it, share it, and maybe we can talk about it again. Okay, we've been on that one for a long time. Let's move on to the next one.
On the T3 Media's on a cheerier subject, talking about Palm Springs, Yoze Lynn says, it's funny and mildly philosophical. I liked it, and I'm probably going to watch it twice.
Ooh, the movie's so nice. I watched it twice. Don't you watch it?
That thing clocks in at a tight 90 minutes. Okay, you could get 2 Palm Springs for 1 Irishman. That's all I'm saying.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna watch it again. I agree. It's definitely rewatchable. It's definitely one of those movies where you will watch it again and you notice something you didn't catch the first time. I'm pretty sure of it. And that the whole argument about the little, I don't want to spoil anything for people who haven't seen it.
We also have on your video talking about the ending of Palm Springs, devoteetv says, I think Sara had escaped the time loop multiple times and Nyles sees her again like the first time. Maybe the last time she saw Nyles die and realized for a second she loves him and wants a relationship. Being stuck without Nyles is not real enough. For the goat, it could be that she did that earlier in the day, and after the rest of the day, the goat is not there because he is no longer stuck.
I am going to debunk your theory. I had to read this one twice. Okay, let me get back to the whole.
Just like Palm Springs, the review's so nice.
I think Sara had escaped the time loop multiple times.
Then how would they actually be getting out?
Then how would she get? No, the better question to me was, how would she get back in?
Yeah.
Because
because
when she tested it on the goat, it was easy for her to get back in because she never left. To escape, now spoiler guys, if you haven't watched it yet, I'm about to spoil it. To escape the time loop, she figured that you had to blow the cave up where the time loop thing originated, and with yourself in there at a certain point when the loop was about to happen, and disrupt it and knock yourself out of that time loop. You would either kill yourself or you would escape the time loop, or maybe both. Maybe a splattered you would be thrown out of the time loop, right? But that was a lot of C4 she brought into that cave. Yeah. So I'm pretty sure that it destroyed that whole magical thing that was happening there. It destroyed
Why
it
wouldn't
all.
the movie have shown us that? Like, that feels like a big thing to not have shown us.
Right. When I first saw it, I imagined that the cave was destroyed. But if you were outside, if you were in the time loop, but outside of the cave when it was blown up, you're still stuck in the time loop. So when your loop happens again, the cave comes back. But the goat disappeared. But on my debunked video, I argued that it shouldn't have disappeared. She should have woke up to find another goat that to the goat had never met her yet. But if that makes sense.
A little writing hiccup.
It was a plot hole. Yeah. to me, it was a plot hole. So I imagine this. I imagine she took a goat into the cave. It now is a part of the time loop. She loved it. She trained it. Maybe her and that goat were friends for years, where she taught the goat some goat tricks and did some fun stuff together. And they went on goat adventures together. And then when she blew it up, the goat should have came back the next day and would have been like, who the hell are you? Which should have acted the same way it acted when she first took it. Yeah. Like, hey, you're not doing the trick I taught you anymore. You don't remember me. The goat, he's not in the loop anymore, blah, blah, blah. That's what should have happened, because that's kind of what happened to Andy Samberg. It's like, you blew yourself out of the time loop. So when I see you again in that time loop, you're just a regular person. You don't remember any of it. You're now outside of the loop. That was the point that I made on my ending debunked video. But
maybe the goat went somewhere else. Maybe the goat's in like a whole nother plane that just took it out of the time loop.
Maybe now that would be the theory that getting knocked out of the time loop treats animals differently than humans,
or she just like blew up the goat wrong. I don't know.
There's where I would. That's what I really think.
I'm gonna say it. I think we're overthinking it.
We are not. We are underthinking it. I think she blew that. You're right. I think she blew that goat up a millisecond too soon, and it's dead. And that's what happened. Then she realized, I made a mistake. So when I do it, then I'll do it. I'm sorry. Okay. I'm just so fascinated about that plot hole. So that's why I had to make a whole video about it. I debunked it.
All right. Oh, we got a winner up next. You're gonna wanna save some time for this. Comdiver0703 says, "Nice shirt, you Nazi fuck. Black power. Fuck you too."
Yeah. So. What my good friend is it Comdiver0703? I just realized that that's what his damn name was. Gonna have to censor that. A little dolphin censor on that guy's name. But he's talking about, and I thought we talked about this before on the channel, but maybe we didn't. I think we talked about talking about it. I think I texted you or I called you and I said Usually I try to take the high ground and I don't, comment back on people, but I did with this guy. So he got my wrath. And what I responded to him was, because I guess he was assuming when I was laughing at the whole Seth Rogen video where he was telling everybody to F off, who doesn't believe that Black Lives Matter, I was wearing this shirt that says black. Right here. He says, "Oh, you're wearing your little black shirt. What's that supposed to be? Black power?" Yeah, little. But I was like, "Well, dude, if you go a little bit closer to the nether regions area, you would see that that's T'Challa. This is a Disney shirt, not a Black Power shirt. Copyrighted by Disney and Marvel. That's all this was." Like,
no, Mickey said Black Power.
Yeah. No, right. But no, that's all. So you know what they say about, a-holes and assumptions and all that stuff, yeah. Whatever,
Boom.
dude. Yeah, boom, that's you. I just dropped the mic on you, sir. So, and I'm sure now I'm expecting that apology comment any day now. I wait for your response.
Do you feel vindicated?
Not even a little bit.
All right, moving on. Zachsucksdotorg on our fundraising for Sundance video asked, was that a screen test with John Campea?
Oh, I'm glad you said John Campea, because he always gets the name of this channel wrong too. John Campea. So I did a video where I did, it's almost like a screenshot, the way what you're seeing this screenshot right here, right? So John Campea is a movie pundit who I follow. I love John Campea. He's one of the main reasons why I'm even doing this channel. So he has had his Amy Newman. I forgot her name was Amanda. I forgot her name. Well, she did a read of the questions, and I submitted my own question, and so you pay John Campea like $5 or $10 or whatever on their YouTube super chats when they are on live, and he reads out the questions to the people who submit their questions through the super chats, movie related mostly. So I sent the super chat and I made her say, "Hey guys, this is Chris with T3 Medias." That's all I typed, and because I submitted it, she had to read it. She read it, and then you could hear John in the background go, "Okay, what's next?" And she was like, then they moved on to the next question. So that's basically what it was. It was on his show, his version of We Got Your Mail, called Mailbag, I think, or Open Mic. He calls it Open Mic.
Don't give him the free publicity. $5, John Campea.
Yeah, exactly. So
I'll never get it right. I'm so sorry.
John Campea, I snuck.
Yeah, John Campea, that'll be $5.
So I snuck my opener in his show, and of course he didn't get it. But every time I send a question up to him, he used to get the name wrong. He would always call it T3 Medias. That's what he would call it. It was so funny. And I think the last time I sent something in, he finally said it right. T3 Medias. He finally said it right, and I was so proud. That's when I felt vindicated.
We do have another John Campea question. BBQ Network asking, why does John Campea not get along with Mark Fernandez?
Because Mark Fernandez is not using the show that he canceled, the show that John Campea created. John Campea was a movie blogger who was hired by AMC to write blogs for AMC movie theaters. And then he came up with the idea, hey, this thing on YouTube is getting big. Let's turn it into a movie talk show on YouTube. I don't need a big budget. Don't need to take millions of dollars from you guys. We'll start small, and then we'll try to grow, like basically what we're doing also here on T3 Medias. Right. He paid some other bloggers and whatnot to join the channel, and they, little by little, with little funding from AMC theaters, they grew the channel. Then AMC decided they didn't want to do it anymore. They sold it to another magazine company called Collider, that's ran by Mark Fernandez. They took everything from the AMC theaters and moved it to Collider, AMC Movie Talk, Mailbag, all those things that John helped create, that John created. And then John left them because Collider was taking the whole thing into a direction that he didn't want to go. They wanted to do more interviews with actors and follow trends. And John said that he's like, this is not what the show was started on. It was about movie talk. Let's keep it between us and the people and the subscribers. But Collider was like, no, let's follow trends. Let's do deep fakes. Let's do this. Let's do that. This is hot now. And John was like, I'm out. So now John is doing what he loves to do. It's between him and the audience. That's why people are willing to pay $5, $10, $50 to get their questions read. And Mark Fernandez just within a couple of months ago just shut down the whole thing. They're no longer doing movie talk and mailbag and all that stuff. All the stuff that John Campea invented, it got shut down. And then John Campea had Mark Fernandez on his show to ask him, hey, what happened? What's going on? And they talked for a long time. But one of the funny things that John did say to him was, okay, so if you're not going to use the Movie Talk logo and all that stuff anymore, you mind giving it back? And Mark Fernandez was like, oh, no, we're going to keep that. Like, we might bring it back maybe sometime in the future. So I don't know if they don't like each other, but they tolerate each other, but they just had different ways of seeing the direction that they wanted to take things, and they just went their separate ways. I don't know if there's really bad blood, and John has talked about it at length on his channel. So anything you want to know about John Campea's version of it, it's on his channel. So John, I hope I made you proud. I hope I didn't misrepresent you. He's my Papa Bear. All right, I'm trying to make him proud.
And a lot of free views. Up next, we got Musa Murshed on our video discussing bias for Marvel over DC on Rotten Tomatoes, asking, isn't Rotten Tomatoes owned by Warner Brothers?
Yes. So I did a video asking that question because everybody was talking about how Rotten Tomatoes is so biased against anything that's not Marvel comic movie related. They were always biased against all the DC stuff. They're owned by Disney, and they're purposely writing negative things about Warner Brothers DC Comics.
Yeah, I just looked it up. It's NBC and Warner Brothers.
Warner Brothers owns part of Rotten Tomatoes, and I was like, damn it, why didn't I know that because I debunked that a long time. That's not how Rotten Tomatoes is
first and foremost.
That's not how it's set up. It's an algorithm. They get all these critics that they confirm to be legit, and then they get them the platform to give their ratings, and then they give an average based on all these different. If anything, I think
if they were biased,
then that means that all the Marvel movies would be getting the worst tomatoes, and all the DC's. So now when I see that, now I'm really like, bravo there, Rotten Tomatoes. You're shitting on your own Warner Brothers movies, unless that's the conspiracy theory. Maybe to throw people off. That's what we gotta shit on our own movies, so nobody will figure out that
never see it coming.
They'll never see it coming. There you go. Perfect way to do it. You figured it out.
Up next, we got Patrick asking. They already greenlighted a sequel, but does anyone else think they should go the way Alien Nation did and make it a series?
I forgot to put what he was talking about. Patrick was talking. If I remember correctly, they already greenlit a sequel, but does anyone else think they should go the Alien? He was talking about Bright, the movie Bright from Netflix, Will Smith. Now the jury is out on that. I heard that sequel was coming too, but I haven't heard if it's being made. It's been a while. Bright came out a year and a half or 2 years ago, I think, if I'm not mistaken. That sequel should have been came out, but. I don't know why everybody was. Did you ever see Bright? That movie, Bright. Mm-hmm. It's imagine Lord of the Rings. No, it's Onward. It's Onward, brought to life. It's Onward. That's imagine Onward with real live people, like the fairy tale and the legendary myth, the legend, and then they discover electricity and they evolve into what society. And you have the elves. Are the rich people, are like your elites. They live in downtown, and they have all the access to the money and stuff. And then you have the regular humans, and they're living in the suburbs and in the lower middle class, and then you have the ogres, and they're mostly in the gangs and this and that and what. And Will Smith is playing a cop, and his partner is the first ogre, I think, that becomes a peace officer, and it's pretty much like one of those gang related movies where the cops have to survive a night in the in gang activity, but in this fairy like world, and they're being hunted by these gang members that are ogres and these elite fairies that are that are the real. It's crazy.
So would you be interested? Do you think a sequel or a series would be? They said
a sequel was coming. It already did the movie, so I don't.
But Patrick's asking if I guess he's feeling like a series would be a better fit.
if Will Smith wasn't involved, I don't think Will Smith would do it anymore if it was just a series.
But I feel like for fantasy, a series is always like a solid move because you get to explore the world so much more fully.
Do you remember the actress who was in the original, not the English version of the dragon tattoo lady, those series?
Oh, sure, yeah.
What's her name? She was in the Sherlock Holmes movies and whatnot. She's in it. She's the villain in the movie.
So it sounds like a series would be cool, but they couldn't swing it with those names.
With those names, you got Will Smith in there. I just think that especially with his schedule becoming more and more packed, I don't think he'd have time to knock out a series like that. Maybe he would, maybe he wouldn't. But I think it's better to. You've already got the first movie out. A spin-off series with in a totally different area, in the world of definitely. But I want to see a sequel to that story. I want to see where it goes because the ending blew me away. I like that. Stop hating on Bright, guys. It was good. It was onward. It was. I don't know. You're gonna have to see it, Amy. I'm telling you, you would like it.
Speaking of movies I haven't seen yet, PTGKChrisHD asks, have you watched Sadako versus Kayako? It's basically the Ring Versus The Grudge. It came out in Japan almost 3 months ago, back in 2016.
I want to see that so bad. I can only find the trailer. I mean, I hated the Grudge movies. I liked the first Grudge. I loved The Ring, but I hated all the Grudge sequels. I thought they were trash. But then I saw this trailer where I guess these kids, they find the Grudge house and they release the Grudge. Oh my God, the Grudge is coming at us. Making that noise, freaking me out. Oh my God, it's just coming at me. Well, I know how we can. I heard about this other monster. Maybe we can. Let's bring the.
They literally just set them off on each other.
Yeah, they bring the TV in there, and I guess maybe when the Grudge lady is coming at them, they call or they play the video, I guess, of the Ring girl. And then, so you see the Grudge lady coming down the stairs, like in a weird way. And then you see and then she's like the kids that are in the house that are stuck in there, like, oh no, oh my God, she's coming to kill us. And they look to the left, and literally the other girl is crawling out of the TV, like, oh man, it was almost like a bad infomercial. Like, could this day get any worse? They look over. I'm like, this movie looks horrible, but I gotta see it. I want to see this so bad, and I can't wait to see it. I can't find it anywhere. I've been trying. I'll even admit it. I've even tried to find it to the point to even pirate it if I have to, but I still can't find it. But I want to. I don't know if you're as big of a horror fan. Have you seen The Grudge and The Ring? Have you seen those movies?
No, because I feel like those both came out. I was like a little young when they came out, so it was just like I knew people who were seeing it, but I would just hear them talk about it, and I was like, that sounds traumatizing. So I'm like, I was a horror movie weenie for a very long time.
Oh,
so I'm doing a lot of catch up, slowly but surely as I can.
The concept of both of those movies is great. Yeah. Remember when we talked about Japan having that horror drive-through? Remember that picture of the girl on the glass?
Yeah. No, I like they're iconic.
They all look like that.
But yeah, that sounds kind of amazing.
Like Freddy versus Jason.
What?
It's kind of like Freddy versus Jason kind of a thing.
Yeah. In other news, on a very different topic, we have Jennyfer Vargas-Fernandez talking about The Floor is Lava on Netflix, saying, oh man, guilty pleasure, horrible cringe scripted interviews, just reading through everything. Y'all have excellent topics. Thank you, Jennyfer.
I cannot stop. I love that. I love and hate that show. The fact that they took something that all kids have been, playing and doing for years. It's
true though. Like it does all feel very like scripted and
the dialogue is terrible.
Yeah. Well, and it's like not to show how the sausage is made, but like as an actor, you start seeing casting notices for stuff, and you do start realizing like, oh, all these people are like trying to be actors, and
I'm sure to have their 15 minutes,
people, ham it up and going, okay, but what if you said it again, but said it like this.
I'm gonna.
Sometimes it's better than others. Like sometimes they pull it off, and sometimes you're like, oh no.
It's like, Chris, can you take that? Do that take again? No problem. Ready? All right, ready? Action. I can take the heat, and I'm gonna get out of this kitchen.
Yeah.
Good, we got it.
But at least you're not alone in loving it.
I don't know why I like it so much. My kids already gave up on it. Like, we don't want to watch this anymore. I'm like, come on.
Yeah, you're like, it's for kids. No, my kids are watching it.
Yeah,
it's just I'm at like 3 a.m.
But yeah, it's me by myself with my tantrum drink. Put the floor in lava. But I love it.
And on Instagram, our last topic of the evening, Jono ESB, in response to our discussion of Black voice actors, says James Earl Jones was the best voice ever of Darth Vader. Who cares if he's Black?
Right. So my whole
it is. I do like your technicality though. If it is a Black man voicing a white character, which is like.
I mean, everybody is all like this person can't play that person, and we went back and forth on the technicalities of it. It's because of the history of Hollywood. If there was ever agendas, it was to keep minorities out of major roles, and that happened for a long time. So things are reconciling and realigning. But imagine, and then I brought up the question. Okay, so what does that mean that white characters shouldn't be voiced by Black people? I mean, and I know for a fact that they're not going to like cancel James Earl Jones from Darth Vader and whatnot, because it would be missing the point of why white actors were being asked to not voice, Black characters because, of opportunities that, like, I think you said it on the We Got Your Mail, because it's like, hey, you guys, you guys are not hurting for those jobs as much as
there's roles for white women out there,
right?
I'm not getting cast because I'm not good, but
right. But when James Earl Jones was cast as Darth Vader, it was because he just had a unique voice that nobody else had. And Darth Vader's original the guy in the suit originally, his voice was used. And when George Lucas listened to it, he was like,
"He's scary."
He's like, "That's not my guy. I don't like that." James Earl Jones, can you help a brother out? And I'm not surprised, because if you know George Lucas's, I'm going to go on a whole thing there. If you know that if you've seen George Lucas's partner, his fiance, you know why he probably was like, what, let's see what this brother can do. I mean, if you guys Google, if you don't know my little lame attempt at humor here, you'll get that joke if you look up who George Lucas is engaged with and been with for a long time. So let's put it like this: George is a brother. So I put it like that. But it was an iconic thing. I mean, James Earl Jones had.
I feel like that's a joke as much as anything. Like we certainly weren't.
Yeah, I wasn't advocating that every Black person voicing a white person should be fired. No, I was just.
And honestly, I feel like it was the only really mainstream example we could think of, and again, that one even feels almost like a technicality.
Darth Vader has been voiced, even in the way we hear Darth Vader. There is a white guy who LucasArts has officially hired and will be, I think, the backup for Darth Vader once James Earl Jones decides he's not going to do it anymore, or when it happens if he passes away. There is a guy, I forgot his name, but if you guys go to the YouTube, it's my last time I plug another channel. Go to the YouTube channel or look up. Is it Chad Vader of the night manager of like the store night? It's something about Darth Vader's little brother named Chad, and he works in a grocery store. He's the night manager, and he's voiced by a white guy. And Lucas, they loved the YouTube channel so much they hired him to be the voice of Darth Vader for like a video game. And I think he's officially going to be the voice of Darth Vader when James is no longer willing to do it anymore or can't do it anymore. But look that guy. Look Chad Vader, night manager. It's hilarious. They make a bunch of Star Wars references. It's funny. He's a white guy. It's fine. He always talks about the grocery store, the laser system, the thing that goes bloop. He talks about the laser system and like we're making it fully operational. Bunch of references. You'll love it. It's great, guys. Go check it out. Chad Vader, Night Manager. You're welcome. But that's it, guys, for We Got Your Mail. I want to thank Amy again for helping me run through these questions, these comments that people have sent to us. Guys, remember, if you want to send us a question, a comment to the channel, you can always send it at T3 Media. It's on our social media, on TikTok, as long as we still have that going on Facebook, our Facebook page, in our groups, on our Instagrams and Twitter. And we will answer them right here on the channel. If you want to send us a topic for the main show for Why Is That Trending? I got it right this time. Email us at mail@t3medias.com. You can find me, Chris Fagan, also on Twitter and Instagram, Chris at Fagan1980. Because I've been that guy since 1980. And you can also find Amy. Amy, where can they find you on the internets and on the Twitters when I'm making you stay up past your bedtime here on the show?
I am on Instagram at amy.n.newman, on Twitter at amy_n_Newman, and there is a tape in your garage, and if you find it and you put it in your VHS player, you'll also find me coming out of your TV.
Okay. All right, that's enough of that. We're not doing that. We're not going to. See, Amy's always trying to freak me out before I'm about to go. See, she does. Have a good one, Chris. Like, damn it, she got me again. But I appreciate you guys. And like I said, till next time, guys, I guess we'll be haunting you pretty soon. Take it easy, guys.